Welcome to Drop the Puck. We're here at Deeside Leisure Centre again to witness the battle between Dragons and the Telford Tigers.
Yeah, Gary, obviously Telford sat in that 4th place at the moment, chasing that leading pack of obviously Altrincham, Widnes and Hull Jets, who are pretty much running away with this. And obviously second to bottom there, Dragons, who are still in this learning curve of the season.
So 2 different stories for 2 different teams, but Telford come in tonight off the back of an overtime 4-3 win against Sutton Sting, and they've got to be happy with that, and they'll be looking to capitalise on that and carry that on into tonight's game. But of course Deeside come off the back of a I think it was a 10-4 defeat at the hand of Sheffield Senators, so things not looking so great for the Dragons, but maybe they're hoping to get something out of tonight's game.
Well, yeah, they're certainly going to be. We know Coach Fellows has mentioned to us before that we've said it before, this development season for the Dragons. You know, these guys, a lot of them were playing rec hockey, so stepped up and playing league hockey for the first time. But you know, it's always going to be a building year for them. They weren't here to try and take the title. They knew that straight away. You know, they just wanted to give a good account of themselves. But it's some tough opposition they're going against tonight, Telford.
Well, some players to watch out for tonight. Carol Jett, he's leading the Telford score sheet currently with 72 points, 27 goals and 45 assists. He's surely going to be there. And also James Smith, who's been a name. He's only played 16 games and 12 games, 21 goals and 32 assists, 53 points. Certainly someone to watch.
Certainly. We mentioned obviously about those ice generals, a bit like Ollie Barron. Carol Jett is another one of them. He commands his team really well.
So without further ado, we're going to go and take this onto the ice, and I think it's time to
drop the puck. So as we get ready to start this Laidler fixture, Gary, the Dragons 2 hosting the Telford Tigers, and the puck drops and we're underway immediately. Dragons knock that into the zone, but it's going to be picked up by Priest. Priest tries to clear it out, only makes it as far as Banks, into the corner now, trying to desperately clear it away at Telford. Managed to get a stick on it, it's come through, it's number 27. Ooh, it's Callum Griffin. Griffin takes a shot, but Perry denies. And between the pipes tonight for the Dragons is Charlie Perry.
Yeah, he had a good game last time against Widnes Wild. A great third period.
And between the pipes tonight for the Telford Tigers is going to be Zach Brown. Telford pick that up in no man's land. Try and turn that away, and it's Aston. Aston passes that back to his teammate. Fico steps up, dispossesses him. It's Fico one-on-one. Early attempt. Oh, Brown denies. Second bite of the cherry.
Oh my goodness.
And Scott Edgerton couldn't put that in. Early warning signs from the Dragons. Face off to the left of the Brown is won by the Dragons. Dragons take that into the corner. Telford try and dig it out. It's with Carroll yet to the Tigers. Back in. Davis tries and chases his man. Hamilton's able to clear that away. Finds Smith near side. Jamie Smith, prolific scorer for Telford. Puts that right across. Picked up. There's Yates. And the Dragons are going to need to close down Yates tonight. Shot comes in, and it's in.
Yeah, he was just sitting there waiting for that.
Callum Bowley sat just outside the slot.
Yeah, as he receives that puck, just waiting, slaps it into the top corner. Perry didn't stand a chance. And Telford take a 1-0 lead in this game. So it's Dragons 0, Telford Tigers 1.
Good clearance there off the face-off by the Dragons this time. Brown comes out of his net, puts that straight back in very quickly off the boards. Telford look to push forward very quickly. Washburn, Ben Washburn takes it into the corner. It's going to be turned back out by the Dragons. Picked up centre ice. Hamilton picks up on the loose puck from Evans. Keating applies the pressure. Great poke check, and they're able to dig that out. Back with Connor Keys now. There's going to be a delayed call against the Dragons. Telford pull the netminder. And Connor Keys now just creating space with the extra man. Trying to break down. Sin's going to put his stick on that, and we're going to find out what that call is now for you. And it's on one of the Dragons. And that's going to be Chris Keaton's going to the box.
Well, Dragons could do without.
And that's 2 for holding.
Yeah, they could do without Keating's being on the bench. Certainly don't want to be a man down against a strong Telford team.
And now for the next 2 minutes, Dragons on that penalty kill. Telford win the face-off. Now with the extra man in play. Certainly going to look at to capitalise. Shot comes in, deflection over, Jets. Round the back of the Dragons net, quickly recovers that puck. Dragons doing well, spread out. Fellows comes across. Shot comes in, Perry kicks that away. So far, the Dragons weathering this storm early on in the first period. As Telford now with this power play. Miscommunication, the puck's come out. It's going to force Telford out the offensive zone for a minute. 1:23 remains in this power play for them. Quickly find a man over, it's Carroll Yates. Dumps it off. Shot comes in, and it's in. Charlie Hamilton with the layoff there from Carroll Yates.
Well, they pounced on that loose puck. Jets, you would assume he's going to score, but he lays it off. And the puck's slanted to the top corner. So Telford take a 2-0 lead over the Dragons.
Face-off win by the Dragons, crucially in their own zone. Take that behind the net with Fellows. Fellows gets his head up, tries to find an open man. Pressure coming in though. It's picked up very quickly by Fico, taken in by Evans. Evans trying to find Fico early on. Great denial there. And a big stretch pass to Smith. Wide open, it's a 2-on-1 situation.
Oh, what a goal.
And James Smith was so wide open there, Gary, I think he was in witness.
And that pass straight down the middle. Fantastic, split the Dragons defence wide open, 1-on-1 with Perry in the Dragons net, and it slots it home. Dragons extend their lead, the Tigers extend their lead, and it's Dragons 0, Tigers 3.
Dragons crucially win that face-off. Big clearance, it's only met at the blue line though. Put back in, here's Aston. 7 seconds remain in the power play. Finds Smith, Smith goes wide, and they've done it. The Dragons have weathered the storm. Bacon's back on the ice, 5-on-5. Quick change, Smith takes a shot. Bowley again keeps it in play. Dragons desperately trying to push Telford out, but Telford taking any opportunity. Smith again lines up. There it is. Smith with all the time in the high slot, picks his spot. And the draw board again.
Well, that's extended Telford's lead. Dragons 0, Telford Tigers 4.
Fellows behind his own net. Plays out in front of the half boards. Wilson's unable to reel that in. Reed does though. Chops that back for Howells. Smith off the boards. Lewis Smith plays that round. Tied up in the corner is Meadows. Telford still with the puck. Smith once more, looking for that man in the slot. Deflection from Howells. And Howells is pushing Perry into the net. We've got Bacon there. And here it goes, Gary.
Well,
Bacon certainly defended his tendy there.
We said it was going to go with Bacon. We said he was a volatile person. Got a fiery attitude, but he's protecting his goal netminder, which is what you kind of expect, but there's a crowd of Tigers players zoomed in there.
And that's going to be Howells that was involved in that, and Carl Bacon. So Reece Howells and Carl Bacon.
So as quick as he comes back onto the ice, he's straight back into the penalty box again.
Tell a light, number 11, it's going to be Brandon Anderson.
Dragons are going to be down another player again.
Now, one off each there, Gary. Brandon Anderson for the Tigers and Carl Bacon for the Dragons. Both now sitting penalties. Smith finds Priest. Priest tries to take it round, but it's a great poke check. 15 seconds remain. D-side break. Keating feeds that over. Shot comes in.
Oh, well
deflection there off Hamilton. Tigers take that puck round. It's going to be loose puck jumped on by Fellows. Keating does enough to deflect that off the path of the Tigers player to come off the official. Straight back down. Telford jump back on that. Yates picks that up on the blue line. Enter the final seconds now. Back to full strength, both sides. Great penalty kill there from Telford. And there's the buzzer, Gary.
Well, it's been a scrappy affair in this first period for the Dragons, and they're finding themselves on the wrong end of a 4-0 first period. Join us after the break when we'll bring you more of the action right here on Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to Drop the Puck. We get this second period underway. The Dragons quickly jump on that face-off there with Gez Evans. Remember, Gary, we've got two guys sat in the box currently, one being Carl Bacon, the other one being Brandon Anderson, serving the remainder of those 5-minute penalties for a little scuffle at the end of the first. And very quickly, though, the Tigers take that straight back in. No change with the netminders.
Oh, that was an opportunity miss there by Jets, right in front of the Dragons' net.
And Telford looking to strike early, find Bowley inside, yet again gets that high slot, shot comes in.
Oh, well stopped.
Just parried out by Parry. Face off again, won by Telford. Smith takes the early shot. Perry sees it, puts it over. And Gary, you mentioned that Charlie Perry so far having a really good second period compared to the first. We can see on the scoreboard there, 27 shots he faced in that first period. Only 9 for the Dragons though.
Yeah, it's vital that he keeps these puck shots out of his net.
Fico picks that up at the point, sends it back to Evans. Jets gets his stick in the way, but it's the Dragons who come out with that. Big stretch pass, over, puts that in. It's met by a Telford player. Oh, and the Dragons just can't get it into that hot zone at the moment. Bacon puts the speed down, gets over. Jets out front, Perry.
Oh!
He's stretched, full stretch.
Oh my goodness! And the net's off his moorings.
They've allowed play to continue as Perry fixes the net.
How did that puck not go in the net?
And the Dragons using all of their luck.
I would say Perry's using the force at the moment because he was stopping that. 3 opportunities there for the Tigers to put that puck in the back of the net. And on every occasion, nothing.
Face off won by the Tigers in the Dragon zone. Keys with the puck, puts that in, deflected down by Anderton. Fellows is over though to clear that away. Plays out to the point. Fico's trying to dig that out. Tied up there with Smith, but it's broken out for a Dragons puck. Fellows turns that back. Turn too tight, Smith's there. Sinnett's having to come across, it's a 2-on-1. Stretch pass, great stick work by Sinnett there. Just does enough to put him off. Shot comes in, Perry denies again, and again.
My goodness.
Perry's impeded there with Howells. He'll need to get back in his crease. And Tigers. Wilson trying to find Sobolov. Unable to. And it's quickly picked up by Smith. Smith backheels it for Humphreys. And we're over halfway into this second period now. As Telford head up and look to go again. Into the corner with Anderton. Still with the puck. Fico does enough for a second, dispossessed. Shot comes in again. Anderton again. Perry's there. And Perry is absolutely brick walling Telford in this second period. Yeah, it's a great poke check by Fico. Fico. Keating 1-on-1. Shoots it in!
Well, it's just what the Dragons need at this time. They've been soaking that pressure up from the Tigers. Constant pressure. Perry's been playing a blinder. But Keating's on that 1-on-1 opportunity. Skates up the ice. Slots it past the keeper. And the Dragons score 1 as they take it 1-4 against the very, very talented Tigers team tonight.
Face off there, won by Telford. It's pushed into the corner by Davis. Davis goes round, pushes it out in front. Sinnett's there to rescue that though. Goes D2D with Fellows. Fellows puts that back in. Yet forced to go back into the corner as Davis comes over.
Oh dear.
Somebody loses their edge there. Davis puts that across the face. Oh. Plant couldn't do anything. Edgerton, sorry, couldn't do anything. And Davis there now posting himself right out in front of the netminder, but Smith's going to reel that in, near side. Fellows jumps on the loose puck. Bowley unable to do anything.
Yeah, the Dragons have got to capitalise on these very few excursions that have been up on the Tigers' end of the ice.
Davis puts that puck in. Quick line change for the Dragons. Edgerton tries to get in the way of that puck, but Smith picks up the Blues all alone. Smith.
Oh, it's in.
Perry did so well to hold it for so long, but again, it's that man, James Smith, sorry, not James Smith, Callum Griffin. Is it?
No.
Callum Bowley, sorry.
Yeah.
Bowley, goal 72. It all started there, Gary, with the man being wide open on the point. 5:54 remaining in this second period, and again, Gary, the Dragons find themselves on that penalty kill.
Yeah, they've just been starting to find a bite here, get their teeth into this game.
Smith.
Oh, it's in.
There it is. Perry tried to get down. Smith goes high top shelf. And as quick as Fico sat down in that box, he's back out.
Yeah, just as the Dragons were starting to get their teeth into this second period, and Telford have found a way past them again. And it's currently Dragons 1, Tigers 6.
So, face-off resumes play after that 6th goal for the Telford Tigers here visiting the Eastside Dragons tonight. And again, loose puck picked up, put right out in front. Oh. Perry denies. Priest can't keep that in.
They were
it's
lucky
a foot
that
race
never
between
got knocked in.
Davis. Gareth Davis gets there. Goes to the corner, looks for support. Deflection.
Oh,
and it's in! Edgerton! With the deflection from the Gareth Davis dig out into the corner.
Well, who would have thought it? Gareth Davis taking it down the wing there. Just having him there to dink that in. That was cracking little shot by Edgerton. And it's given a little bit of hope to the Dragons, as it's Dragons 2, Tigers 6.
We resume after that Dragons goal. Davis finding a little bit of form at the moment, breaks forward. Edgerton can't bring that in. 4:56 remaining in this second period now. The Dragons doing everything they can to claw back these goals. But Gary, would you say at this point the game's out of reach for them, or have they still got a fighting chance?
I don't know, you just got over 4 minutes remaining in this period. They've been playing well up to now, only for those 2 quick goals that Telford have got in. Oh, and it's
Perry's there blocking out leg pad.
And it's sloppy play like that they can't afford to do in front of their own net.
Edgerton picks that loose puck up. Humphreys has to get back on side, dumped in the corner. Quick line change for the Dragons. Reed's going to be behind his own net. Oh, great forecheck pressure coming in there. And that's planned. No, it's not, sorry, it's Edgerton. Shirt looked really similar when the scrum pulled up. And Fellows keeps that out the Dragon zone, takes it back in. Aston goes over. It's dumped in, Fellows brings through. Shot comes in, it's out in front. Dragons skate back to pick that up. ECD with Meadows. Sobolov skates out in front. Wilson can't reel in the pass. Puck goes into the corner. 3:39 remain. Fellows ties up on the board. It's a foot race now. Dan Meadows against Anderson, and he gets there first. Great pressure coming from Brendan Anderson. Great check from Sobolov. Arm goes up at the referee. And that's a charging call.
Ah, what a shame.
So Jakub Sobolov's going to go to the box for 2 minutes. So we get resumed play after that little stoppage. Out in front, oh, yet unable to reel that in. Dangerous times for the Dragons. They managed to clear it out though. 1:30 remaining in this penalty for Telford. And the special team's been prosperous tonight many a time. So look to go again, shots in, and there it is.
Oh my goodness.
And again, it's Callum Bowley with the goal.
Well, they're making it look easy here tonight.
And Telford recover that. We're into the final minute now. It's a long dump pass into the corner. It's going to be chased down there by Hamilton.
The Dragons really need to capitalise on this very short time left in this period, second period.
Shot in, Perry knocks that down. Edgerton tries to push that forward, but it's come off the skates of a Tigers player. Meadows digs the puck out. Off the boards, finds Gaz Davis. Davis gets his head up, uses his man near side. It's taken on side. Minute left in this power play. Depossessed.
And the
Perry skates out.
Tigers are playing good defence at the moment on this penalty kill.
Perry uses the blade, puts it forward. He's found Fico. Fico goes in, shot. Thompson denies. Fico again, round the back of the net. 38 remain on that penalty, Gary, 38 seconds, but that is the buzzer for the second period.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one, but what can we say? We thought Dragons were coming back into this. Telford maintain their dominance in this game, and they go into the second period break, leading here at D-side. Dragons 2, Telford 7.
Welcome back to part 3 of Drop the Puck as we get this underway. And the puck drops on this third period. Gary, 5-goal thriller in that second period there. Charlie Perry having a real good second period.
Yeah, he's coming. He seems to come into form a bit late in all these games, but when he's on par, he's difficult to get past.
Fellows forced to go back. Yates and Smith. Keating's unable to reel that in. Great stick work there from Evans, who pushes that back through. Tries to find Yates at the halfway, does so. Goes through it, Smith again's crowded out. Great defensive work there for the Dragons. And Fellows takes it round Smith, to the much of the delight of the very few Dragons fans that are actually attending tonight. And the play's going to be frozen out. Edgerton unable to win the draw there for Dragons, pushed all the way onto the stick of Bacon. Bacon in a foot race back there. That was Washburn chasing him down. But now the Tigers very quickly to come back on the assault. Griffin pushes it into the corner for Aston. Meadows goes over with Edgerton. Washburn again feeds that round using the boards. It's caught up. Perry gets down, still denies. Maintaining his 100% save record for this third period. He's going to freeze out play. Face off, won by Aston for the Telford Tigers. It's pushed on by Wilson. Sobolov. It's into the corner with Aston. The announcers there at the table getting carried away with the music. Tigers now pick that up halfway. Push it in, Aston again. Turns, puts it right across that danger zone, which the Dragons have faced all night.
Oh,
Griffin pushes it off the boards, gets it back, takes a shot. Oh, for Tang, here we go, off the pipework again. And Perry doing everything he can there. Wilson's going to chase that up. Reed plays it off the boards. Wilson maintains. So the Dragons are going to have themselves a call. That's going to be a slashing call. That's being assessed against the Telford Tigers. And that's going to be number 6 there for Telford. That's Reed. So William Reed currently in the box. 17:29 in this third and final period. And the Dragons find themselves on the power play. Reed sitting 2 minutes, 4 slashing.
well, the Dragons need to get something from this. Oh, right across the front. Why didn't he
unable there. Turn that in. Plays it back to Fico. It's cleared out. Foot race between Fellows and Bowley. Fellows going to get there first. Uses Bacon. As they say, Gary, everything's better with Bacon. Fico takes a shot. Saved by Thompson. And they clear that puck right down the ice again. There's that big stretch pass. Bowley picks it in. Great pressure coming from Gez Evans.
Oh.
Evans again. And a minute remains in this power play for the Dragons. You can hear the communication shouts coming from the Tigers bench, telling them to rotate the players. Loose puck, jumped on by Smith, James Smith. Trying to do something, he's picked that puck up again, takes it inside, tries to toe drag around Perry, and it's in! He drew Perry in with what looked to be a toe drag and then just posted it in near side. And James Smith scratches another one on the score sheet for himself, Gary.
Yeah, extends the lead now for the Tigers in this third period. It's Deeside Dragons 2, Telford Tigers 8.
Face-off is there, won by Telford. Fellows is there to pick the puck up though. Dumped on, Hamilton's back at the blue, picks that up, turns around to the Tigers. Trying to stretch that Dragons team out. Humphreys gets his stick on it, does enough. Tigers very quickly feed that forward. And Gary, you mentioned it earlier on in the show. The tape-to-tape passing from Telford has been absolutely impeccable.
Oh my goodness.
And is that in or out? There's a call. It's a hooking call. That's a no goal. And I think that's going to be Fellows going to the box.
Well, he's experienced enough to know better. But it's now serving time in the box for the Dragons. His 2-minute penalty is assessed on Steve Fellows. And the Tigers are now on the power play.
Face-off is won by the Dragons. Cleared out the zone. Priest takes that puck back deep in his own zone. Looks to bring it forward. Griffin up in front. Just pushes that right up far side out in front of the Dragons bench. Bacon gets across, puts his stick in the way. Griffin now in the corner. Has Anderson skating through. Decides to use the rotation, go round a bit further. Perry tries to clear it out with the stick, but Anderton's posted on that very backhand corner. Gary literally stick in the way and posts it in. Telford goal. Again, Dragons win that face-off. 6 minutes 10 remaining in this third period. 9-2 to the Tigers. The Dragons are going to be looking to take anything out of this game now that they can, whether it's experience or personal points for the score system. Shot comes in there, juggled back out. Davis plays that back around the boards, but it's picked up by Telford. Skate down now, Smith and Aston. Big stretch pass across the middle. Smith picks it up, knocks it back to Yates.
Oh, it's in!
Plenty of time for Carroll Yates there.
Well, he was posted out just out in front of goal there. Puck gets fed straight into him and he picks his spot, slots it straight past Perry, and it's Dragons 2, Tigers 10.
Dragons winning the face-off there as Davis maybe does a little bit too much and is dispossessed by Smith. Tigers in the corner with Yates.
Oh, well done cutting that out.
2.5 minutes remain in the game now. Smith looking at that stretch pass and finds it. Yates takes a shot, goes wide. And there'll be a lot of things that Coach Steve Fellows, Gary, will want to take from today's game. Go back and review. As Smith takes another shot. Perry again. there certainly is. A lot of lessons to be taken out of today's game. We've mentioned it before, obviously the Dragons too are a development team. It's their first year in the Laidler together. They were formerly, you know, a bunch of rec players.
I'll be honest with you, Ben, you can't fault what they've been trying to do here. The Dragons know that, you know, oh, it's a goal.
Smith just finds that very tight angle, top shelf on Perry.
The gap was so small there, but it was enough for Smith. He slots it home, and that's now Dragons 2, Tigers 11.
And you can break down again with Telford right out in front. Tries to put it in.
Oh my goodness.
2 bites of the cherry there and both denied. Perry's defenseman coming to his aid. Just over a minute remains now.
Yeah, they'll learn a lot from this this game, Ben, as they have done with a lot of the games.
And we've mentioned it throughout this season of covering the Dragons too, but these scorelines, yes, they're not favourable to the Dragons most of the time, but the difference between the scores is slowly depleting.
Yeah, and we've seen some great players come from this D2 team. Sam Plant put in a great performance in the last game. Perry's been outstanding tonight and
shot it again.
And in his last game.
Obviously Michael Fico, we've seen him before in a Widnes shirt, now he's in Dragon shirt.
Yeah, and there's talk of him possibly stepping up to D1 at some point maybe, but who knows.
Well, one of the guys that managed to do that is Charlie Spridgen. We saw him as well this season. As we enter the final 10 seconds now, Telford are just going to play this puck around.
Yeah, it's, I think, a job done here by Telford. Very good performance by them. But what can you say? It's been a bit of a schooling, but Telford are going to maintain that pressure on the rest of the pack in the Laidler at the top. The Dragons, although they pretty much know they're safe from that final last place, they go in tonight into the dressing rooms after a 11-2 defeat at the hand of the Tigers. We're going to go down to the locker rooms and get some interviews and views from the coaches and players. Join us after this break here on Drop the Puck.
I'm with Coach Price of the Telford Tigers. Coach, it's a good weekend for yourself, taking the points both games.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. We had a game plan last night. Went to overtime. Sutton are a good side. Played a good hard game, but we nicked it, which was good for us. Coming tonight, we knew D-side, they're a good little side, like kind of thing. They're working hard. We got a bit complacent in the second period. Should have got better than that, but overall, good 4-point weekend, so it's good enough for us.
So was there a specific game plan coming into tonight against the Dragons?
Just to work hard, just keep working hard. You know, we last night we started slowly. We conceded a goal in 28 seconds, which isn't really what we wanted to do, but we came back strong. And again tonight, like I say, D-side, all right, they're bottom of the league, but they're doing well. They keep working hard, you know, and you can't be complacent in games like this. Okay, you expect to take the 2 points, which we did, but we've got to work hard on that. You know, we've got a tough weekend next weekend. You know, another double header next weekend. So we just got to keep rolling and keep working hard. So
now Telford banging on the door there at the 4th place at the moment, just ahead of yourselves, obviously Widnes, Hull and Altrincham. We've spoken to Ollie Barron, we've spoken to Wayne Slater. They're saying this season so far the Laidler isn't scripted at all. Every game, you know, any team can pinch a game from each other. How's it going for Telford so far? How are you finding it?
We had a slow start, but overall now I think we're really playing some good stuff. We're working hard, and we've taken. Played Hull 4 times now, so we haven't got to worry about them too much. Altrincham, we've still got another game, I think. Widnes, we've still got 2 more to play against them, so we're capable of winning all them games, you know, if we keep playing hard. But overall, I think the league itself is good. You know, we stepped down from last year because of obviously yourselves taking our spot and that kind of thing. So, but no, I like the Laidler. I like it. You know, I do like the way it's going. It isn't a split league, which I expect. You know, D1's looking like that. It's going as a very split league, like kind of thing. So, but no, every team's capable of taking points off everybody. So yeah, it's good. So.
Well, Coach Price, we should look for the best of the season. We'll catch you soon.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
And with player coach of the Dragons, Steve Fellows. Steve, not quite the result you were looking for tonight.
No, I mean, for me personally, I thought we started off a little bit slow. It took a while for us to get going. Once we did get going, that second period there, we were hitting a little bit more. We were skating with them. We were, you know, it was a 3-2 period in the second, but the performance was a lot better. In the first half, I kind of said our ability was we were going about a 5 or a 6, but in the second period we were, you know, we upped our game. We were going about a 7 or 8. We were a lot more physical, and you know, you could see the difference. You could see the difference. Where we're at now as a hockey team, 11-2. It's disappointing for me. Where we, you know, I would have taken that score at the beginning of the season, but we've come a long way since the beginning of the season. So 11-2, probably a bit disappointed with that score.
So, which are the key lessons that you're going to take out of today's game?
Well, one of the things I just said to the guys is, you know, 90% of ice hockey is played without the puck. You know, you've got to move, you've got to get into space, you've got to open up your body for the guy with the puck. And I just thought at times we were watching the guy with the puck. We weren't moving into space, especially in our own zone. When we did get possession, we should have been breaking out a little bit better, but we were like just giving 100% possession away and turning it into a 50-50 puck because we were dumping it off the boards or giving away icing. So there were little fundamental mistakes we made. Again, as Steve meant, quite a lot of the time we were too far back, and their guys were getting over the blue line and thinking thanks very much, you know, and taking that extra step in to take the shot. We were doing our keeper no favours because we were screening him. So, you know, every day's a school day, and we'll learn from this and we'll regroup and we'll move on from it. You know. Now,
obviously, one of the key things we did mention in the commentary there, special teams tonight. The special teams of the Dragon were out on the ice a fair bit tonight, and then a couple of short-handed goals against yourselves. What's going to need to be done there to tighten that up?
Well, one of the things that we're aware of is when we score a goal, we tend to switch off, and within the first minute or 2 minutes, we then conceive a goal. So it's something we've just got to address, you know, we've tried a few things, you know. So there's a couple of ideas that we've got, because we can't keep doing that. You know, we come back into the game and then we switch off, and we're maybe thinking about that goal or something else. So we've got to learn to have that mentality that when we do score a goal, we focus, especially for the first 30 seconds, to get back into the game. In terms of where we are at now, you know, this is our first season. The lads have been working hard. There's lots, you know, every time we get on the ice, we seem to be getting better. So overall, you know, I'm happy with the lads' performance, but you know, like I said at the beginning of the season, I would have taken that score tonight. You know, I just felt we drifted a little bit towards the end. Maybe a bit of tired legs from last night's game. Positive notes, the goaltending last night and tonight was fantastic. You know, they did really well.
Yeah, Charlie had a really good game, especially in the second. He sort of kept you guys in there then. How you found it with obviously having Charlie Perry and Tegan Lavery both in net?
Well, it's good competition for each other because they're pushing each other each week. You know, we haven't really got a #1 goalie. They just like share it, and they're pushing each other in training. So that's what you want as a coach. You want to have competition in all areas, and we've certainly got that in goaltending in the net. And like I said, it's been to a very high standard over this weekend. Yeah.
Well, Steve, we hope to catch you shortly in the rest of the season, and good luck.
Okay, cheers.
And with Telford netminder Ted, really good, you know, game there for you, mate. How did you find it went?
I thought it was all right. I think in the second period, like Martin said, we got a bit complacent, and so D-side managed to get 2 goals there, which were quite good goals, I thought. You know, on the breakaway and then on the backdoor pass and shoot. But arguably, I thought as a whole, the team played quite well, and that we managed to get goals in, managed to score, managed to get our shots off. But I think there are a few areas which we could improve on, especially going into next weekend. It was quite a big weekend for us. So yeah, as a whole, I'd say it was a good performance, but I think we can still do a bit better.
So how are you finding the actual ladler so far this season from your own personal view?
I think it's gone a bit wavy, if you know what I mean, so far this season, because we've seen a lot of changes come in. Zach Brownlee, the goalie, he's come in and he's doing a smashing job of late. And so yeah, we've had players move around in positions, and so it's just trying to adjust to those changes that we're trying to get used to. So yeah.
And as we enter the latter of the season now for you guys, what are your personal goals you're hoping to get out of this?
Make and win the playoffs. So that would be a really good achievement, I think. So obviously it's my first season coming into senior hockey from 18s, and so I just think it'd be incredible if we managed to make the playoffs and win it. So yeah, definitely.
Now you mentioned it's your first season there. How are you finding that jump up?
I think the start of the season was a bit shaky for me. Obviously I was a bit nervous, but I think as the season's gone on I've kind of got a bit less shaky, and so as a result I thought I've been playing a lot better hockey, so yeah.
Cool, well we hope to catch you again in the season soon, and best of luck.
Cheers.
So there you go, the Tigers come out there 11-2 victors over the Dragons, and kind of on form Telford Tigers. You kind of had that written down, didn't you?
Certainly, obviously Carol Jets, you know, we mentioned it in the intro there, that he is an ice general. He's like Ollie Barron very much. He commands his team really well. He's got a good first line around him. You know, we saw that in Smith and Bowley tonight as well.
He's obviously they're quite confident and comfortable, because midway through that first period, I think they changed netminders. They took a 4-goal lead, and it didn't look like the Dragons were going to come back from that.
No, you know, Dragons dug down though. They dug hard. Fair enough, you know, it was a 0-4 first period for them. They went in the locker room, settled things down, got the head straight again, dusted it off, went back out as if it was 0-0. And we saw that, you know, in the performance. Charlie Perry tonight, I can't condone the lad enough. Absolutely superb. I think he personally kept the Dragons in that.
Well, we've seen him a couple of times this season for D2, and he is one of them players. He's shown a lot of promise between the pipes. Maybe he could be a player for D1.
You know, the option is there, certainly. But again, he's one of these development players that's come in, you know, first year playing league hockey. So, you know, the kid can only get better, to be fair. So,
Telford have got to be happy with that result. Keeps them in the run with the pack. Obviously, we saw Widnes and Altrincham last week battle it out. Telford are certainly mirroring their sister team, the Telford Tigers, won in the Morley, chasing that top pack, looking for a top spot. How do you think the Tigers fare in this one?
You know, it's a tough pack to chase in. We know Altrincham like the physical play and can put the points away. We've seen that clinical first line of Widnes, you know, the Barron, Brittle, Manning line. And Hull Jets, you know, we know from experience when they've been here at the Den, the guys have played together for a fair few number of years. They are clinical. Kieran Beach, if left alone, is crucial. You know, like, he's ruthless. So, it's going to be a tough ask for them, but it's not doable. You know, it's the banging on the door there, they're kicking it pretty much in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tight all the way to the final few games in this Laidlaw Conference, and it's certainly one to watch if you're a fan. You've got to get down and support your local teams, because you can catch all the games here on Drop the Puck on our archive on YouTube at BASN Radio. Thanks for joining us. Catch us next week.